Ozzie Smith, famously known as the Wizard of Oz, is celebrated as the greatest defensive shortstop in baseball history. Renowned for his incredible range, quick hands, precise footwork, and speed, Smith revolutionized fielding with acrobatic grace and consistency. His signature backflip, countless highlight reel plays, and legendary NLCS home run defined his 19-year career. Ozzie's 13 consecutive Gold Glove awards solidified his status as one of the game's elite. Thank you for the suggestions, and make sure to comment on who you want to see next. As always, if you enjoy, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Osborne Earl Smith was born on December 26, 1954 in Mobile, Alabama, and grew up in Los Angeles, where he practiced backflips at a nearby lumber yard. In high school, Ozzie played both basketball and baseball, where he was teammates with future Hall of Famer Eddie Murray. His smaller stature led to a lack of attention from scouts, but undeterred, Smith accepted a partial academic scholarship to Cal Poly and walked onto the baseball team. His coach, Berdy Harr, taught him how to switch hit, and when the varsity shortstop got injured, Ozzie stepped in and became a standout player. After graduating, he was selected by the San Diego Padres in the 4th round of the 1977 MLB draft. The following spring, Ozzie earned a roster spot and debuted on April 7, 1978. In just his 10th game, he made a jaw-dropping, bare-handed diving play that he later called the best of his career. Fans and media hailed it as one of the greatest defensive feats ever.
With his bare hand, he makes the play. Incredible!
His exceptional agility and quick release on accurate throws made him a formidable presence on the field. Ozzie had a supreme talent for turning double plays and eventually recorded the most in MLB history, something he now holds the NL record in. On Fan Appreciation Day, urged by promotions director Andy Strasberg and teammate Gene Tenace, Ozzie performed his first backflip for fans entering the ballpark. The crowd's enthusiastic reaction gave rise to his iconic trademark, inspiring a tradition for opening days, all-star games, and the postseason. At the plate, he compiled 152 hits, 40 stolen bases, and walked more than he struck out. It was primarily his stellar defense that helped him finish runner-up to Bob Horner in Rookie of the Year voting. In 1979, Ozzie struggled offensively but remained invaluable due to his fielding. Former Mets shortstop Bud Harrelson once said, "The thing about Ozzie is, if he misses a ball, you assume it's uncatchable. If any other shortstop misses a ball, your first thought is, would Ozzie have had it?" Smith led the league in assists, the first of 8 times he would top the NL in that category, a major league record for shortstops. An assist occurs when a fielder touches the ball before an out is recorded, typically by making a throw. Embracing his glove-first mentality, Ozzie said, "I may not drive in 100 runs each year, but I can prevent 100 runs from scoring against us." Ozzie was a scrappy hitter who avoided strikeouts and consistently put the ball in play. Between 1978 and 1980, he led MLB with 73 sacrifice bunts. His charisma made him a fan favorite, even landing an acting gig on The Simpsons years later. In 1980, Ozzie hit no home runs, the second of 7 homerless seasons in his career. Despite a modest .313 on-base percentage, he stole a career-best 57 bases. Defensively, Ozzie set a single-season record with 621 assists by a shortstop. He also led the league in defensive WAR, a metric comparing a player's fielding contributions to a league-average defender at their position. Ozzie won his first of 13 straight Gold Gloves, a streak only surpassed by Jim Kaat and Brooks Robinson at any position. In 1981, Ozzie played in his first of 15 All-Star games, leading the league in games played, plate appearances, and at-bats during a season interrupted by the players' strike. That winter, Ozzie was traded to the Cardinals in a 6-player deal, notably sending Garry Templeton to San Diego, though it took nearly 2 months to finalize. St. Louis manager Whitey Herzog had to convince Ozzie to waive his no-trade clause, believing he was the final piece for a championship run. In 1982, Ozzie made an immediate impact, ranking as the Cardinals' second most valuable position player by WAR. Leading baseball with a 3.5 defensive WAR, he finished 13th in MVP voting as the Cardinals won the NL East. In their NLCS sweep against the Braves, Ozzie batted .556 with 3 walks and no strikeouts. In Game 4 of the World Series against the Brewers, he turned a smooth double play and showcased his speed, scoring from second on a sacrifice fly to center field.
Up the middle, Smith gets a double play, oh my!
He somehow fielded the ball, kept his eye in the bag, touched it with his right foot, and turned it into a double play.
Because Ozzie Smith can run, Gorman Thomas falls, they're going to try to score 2! Here comes the relay throw, it is not in time!
In a tightly contested 7-game series, the Cardinals secured their 9th title in franchise history. From 1985 to 1993, Ozzie hit .281, an improvement over the .238 average he recorded from 1978 to 1984. In 1985, Ozzie suffered a torn rotator cuff in his right shoulder. Instead of surgery, he worked with fitness expert Mackie Shilstone to strengthen the surrounding muscles, enabling him to play through the injury for the rest of his career. He led NL shortstops with 158 games, hit .276, stole 31 bases, set a career high with 6 home runs, all against left-handers, and recorded his first above-average OPS+. He led MLB in defensive WAR, assists, and shortstop fielding percentage. The Cardinals, with 101 victories, claimed the NL East crown, setting up an NLCS matchup with the Dodgers. St. Louis evened the series at 2 games apiece after overcoming a daunting 0-2 deficit. In Game 5, with the score tied 2-2 in the 9th inning and 1 out, Ozzie, who had never homered left-handed, stepped in against Tom Niedenfuer. He launched a fastball over the right field fence for a walk-off home run.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run by the Wizard.
Jack Buck's iconic call immortalized the improbable blast, the only walk-off home run of Ozzie's career. Smith hit .435 in 6 games, earning NLCS MVP honors. The Cardinals played the Royals in the World Series, but after leading 3-1, they lost in 7 games, with a controversial blown call in Game 6 allowing Kansas City to rally. On August 4th, 1986, Ozzie made a spectacular diving catch on a pop-up hit to shallow left field, diving past Curt Ford.
Did Ozzie Smith catch that ball? He did. That's unbelievable. Ozzie Smith caught that ball.
In 1987, Ozzie Smith took his game to the next level. While continuing to dominate defensively, he delivered his finest offensive season. He batted .303 with a .392 on-base percentage, compiling 182 hits, 104 runs, 40 doubles, and 43 stolen bases. He set personal bests in the triple slash line, runs, hits, doubles, RBIs, and walks. Ozzie led the league in defensive WAR and ranked 7th among position players in overall WAR. He was awarded his only Silver Slugger, and despite not hitting a home run, finished second in MVP voting to Andre Dawson. Winning would have made him the first position player to claim the award without homering. The Cardinals outlasted the Giants in 7 games to secure the National League pennant. In the World Series, they held a 3-2 advantage over the Twins, but ultimately fell short in a decisive Game 7. In 1988, Ozzie matched his career high with 57 stolen bases, led NL shortstops in assists, and ranked 4th in WAR among NL position players. In 1989, he registered a career-high 4.8 defensive WAR, ranking 5th all-time at any position. He led the league in this category for the 3rd consecutive year and placed 6th in WAR for all position players. In 1991, he batted .285 with a career-high 112 OPS+. The following year, he notched his 2,000th hit on May 26th and turned a memorable double play on August 29th, leaping over Lenny Harris to throw out Mike Scioscia in a dazzling 4-6-3 sequence.
Alicea, the second for 1, the double play. What a double play by Ozzie Smith. Oh, mercy.
He also achieved his 11th season with 30-plus steals, a feat surpassed only by Ty Cobb, Eddie Collins, Tim Raines, Brett Butler, Max Carey, Lou Brock, and Rickey Henderson. In his age 37 season, Ozzie received his 13th and final Gold Glove, the most by any shortstop. Only Jim Kaat, Brooks Robinson, and Greg Maddux have more at any position. Even in his later years, Ozzie was never below replacement level defensively and played exclusively at shortstop, logging 2,511 games in the field during his career. In 1995, 40-year-old Ozzie performed his last opening day backflip before taking his position. Shoulder surgery sidelined him for 3 months of the strike-shortened season, but he was recognized with the Roberto Clemente Award for his community involvement. In 1996, Ozzie transitioned to a reserve role and announced his retirement plans in June. He was selected to his 15th and final All-Star game. Only 9 players have more appearances. On September 28th, the Cardinals celebrated Ozzie Smith Day and retired his number 1 before a 5-2 victory. He finished his last season with a .282 average, and St. Louis won the division. The Cardinals' postseason ended with a 7-game loss to the Braves in the NLCS, but fittingly, Ozzie's final hit came against the Padres, the team where his career began. In 1999, he was voted the 3rd best shortstop on the MLB All-Century team, after Ernie Banks and Cal Ripken Jr. Ozzie Smith batted .262, amassing 2,460 hits and 580 stolen bases. Impressively, his 76.9 WAR is higher than Hall of Fame shortstops Barry Larkin, Alan Trammell, and Derek Jeter. In both the regular season and postseason, he hit only 29 home runs. Ozzie holds the MLB record with a 44.2 defensive WAR, 4.7 ahead of Mark Belanger. He leads shortstops with 8,375 assists, 359 more than second-place Luis Aparicio. While metrics help quantify his defense, they cannot do justice to Ozzie's acrobatic brilliance. His resume includes 15 All-Star appearances, 13 Gold Gloves, a Silver Slugger, the Roberto Clemente Award, an NLCS MVP, and a World Series. In 2002, Ozzie was enshrined in the Hall of Fame on his first ballot. In that same year, his bronze statue was unveiled at Busch Stadium. Sculptor Harry Weber remarked, "You spent half of your career up in the air. That makes it difficult for a sculptor to do something with it." Ozzie Smith combined breathtaking athleticism with boundless enthusiasm, captivating fans with every move. His legacy proves that greatness is not measured solely by a player's offensive output, but by the impact they have on the game itself. The Wizard of Oz made the impossible seem effortless. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.
Ozzie Smith is not a uniquely talented person. In fact, he's no different than any man, woman, boy, or girl in this audience today. Ozzie Smith was a boy who decided to look within, a boy who discovered that absolutely nothing is good enough if it can be made better, a boy who discovered an old-fashioned formula that would take him beyond the rainbow, beyond even his wildest dream, a boy who discovered a formula that was, and is still today, a mind to dream, a heart to believe, and the courage to persevere. And the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is the opportunity to serve others. Thank you, and may God bless you in your journey, and God bless America.